Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ankit Shah, and I would like to thank you all for taking your time out to attend today's webinar. We will kick off in the next, let's say, 30 seconds to a minute. I just want you to take a moment to read the disclosures page before I start. Okay, thank you all, and hello once again. So today's webinar is going to be more about demystifying investing in global markets for India residents. So let me start off with today's agenda. We're going to start with an overview about interactive brokers. We're going to go through an introduction, the different types of trading technology available, and our pricing. Next, I'm going to cover a little bit about the Reserve Bank of India's liberalized remittance scheme. Then I'm going to talk about the dual account structures that we have for trading the Indian and global markets. And then I'm going to give you a walkthrough on the Trader workstation. So let me start by giving you an introduction to interactive brokers first. So we are a company that was founded over 40 years ago by our chairman, Mr. Thomas Petterfy. We are currently headquartered in the United States in Greenwich and Connecticut. And Interactive Brokers and its affiliates are members on over 100 market centers across 25 countries. Interactive Brokers has over $6 billion in equity capital with a triple B plus rating from S&P and a stable outlook by S&P. We're listed on NASDAQ and our stock code is IBKR. IB Group and its affiliates are regulated by the SEC, FINRA, NYSE, FCA, and various other regulatory agencies around the world. We have offices in various countries from the United States to Hong Kong and China to Russia and India and many more. Over the years, our mission remains unchanged. That is, to create technology that provides liquidity on better terms, compete on price, speed, size, and diversity of global products and advanced trading tools. So, what's really unique about our offering in addition to the strength and security and the global markets that we offer? So we've created a trading platform designed by a dedicated team of programmers that has many advanced trading tools. It allows you to place over 60 different order types and allows you to run algorithms such as the scale trader and the accumulate distribute algo. Our risk management is sophisticated and we have real-time monitoring. Our back-end system provides comprehensive reporting, including a portfolio analyst that lets you quickly and efficiently analyze the performance of your portfolio by creating and saving PDF reports that are suitable even for presentations. We have three different trading platforms, as you can see on your screen. The Web Trader, which is an HTML-based trading platform, and it is the perfect solution if you prefer an uncluttered, easy-to-learn trading interface, but still want to use advanced trading features and tools. Then we have the Trader Workstation, also known as the TWS, which is a desktop-based software that lets you trade with many tools and features such as the chart trader, integrated stock window, combo trader, basket trader, and more. And finally, we have the mobile trader that allows you to trade on the go from just about any iOS and Android mobile device. It also supports other tablets like the iPad or Android tablets as well. So a little bit about our brokerage rates. Uh, we offer US equities at 0.005 US dollars per share with a minimum of $1 per order. For Asian equities, we charge 8 basis points, and for most of the European equities, we are charging 10 basis points. For the UK markets, we're charging £6 for up to £50,000 trade value. And for trades greater than £50,000, we're charging £6 plus 5 basis points of the incremental trade value. Now, a little bit about the Indian markets. For the National Stock Exchange of India, we charge 1 basis point with a minimum of 6 rupees per order and a maximum of 20 rupees per order for stocks, options, and futures. For stocks, this 20 rupees per order is capped at 10 lakh order value, and then it is 2 basis points for the incremental order value. And for futures, it is up to 100 lots in an order, and for incremental number of lots, it'll be 5 rupees per lot. And the maximum per order for NRIs is 150 rupees instead of 20 rupees. Okay, so now I'm going to speak about the Reserve Bank of India's liberalized remittance scheme. So the LRS was launched on 4th of February 2004, and it was launched to facilitate India residents, individuals to remit funds abroad for permitted current or capital account transactions, or a combination of both. The maximum amount permitted by the Reserve Bank of India under the liberalized remittance scheme for remitting money or remitting funds outside of India is $250,000 per financial year per individual India resident. The LRS cannot be used by corporates, partnership firms, HUFs, and etc. So basically, it is meant for India resident individuals only. Per our understanding, the LRS can be used to make investments in stocks and ETFs listed on recognized stock exchanges, although it cannot be used for any margin or margin calls to overseas exchanges or overseas counterparties. You may contact your local consultant for further clarity. What I've also included on this page is a source to the Reserve Bank of India's link on their website, which shows you the liberalized remittance scheme. So I'm going to now speak a little bit about the dual account structure that we offer. So Interactive Brokers allows India residents to open dual accounts, which allows you to invest in global as well as trade on local markets. This means that you would have the ease of access through a singular username and have two accounts on the back end. That is, one account with Interactive Brokers LLC in the United States for investing in global markets for stocks and ETFs, and the other account would be with Interactive Brokers India Private Limited. That would be for trading on the National Stock Exchange of India. Locally in India, we support trading on equities, options, futures, and currency futures. You will be able to toggle between the two accounts on the trading platform, as well as the back office tool, that is account management, simply by clicking on the drop-down menu. This truly allows you to have access to a trading venue 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. Please remember that these accounts are not cross-marginable. That is, you cannot use the money in one account for another, even though the beneficial owners are the same. These are two separate accounts held with two separate entities with a common username for ease of access. So now I'm going to take you through a quick introduction on the Trader Workstation. We'll go through downloading the TWS, logging in, adding symbols and creating a watch list, placing a trade on the TWS, monitoring the trade, and the account window and the trade log window. So, and by the way, if any of you have questions, there is a chat panel. Please feel free to put in your questions in the chat panel over there. Just hold on while I bring up the Trader Workstation and then our website as well. Okay, so let's start by downloading the Trader Workstation. So if you go to our website, and that is basically interactivebrokers.com, you go to technology and you go to TWS software. You could download the Trader Workstation standalone version from here. So you can download either the latest, the TWS, or the beta version as well. In addition, you can also just log in from the button over here. and go to TWS latest or TWS. By the way, one thing that I wanted to mention over here is that we offer free trials to our customers, which is available for as long as you want. So if you ever want to just go on and kind of take the Trader workstation for a spin, just go to free trial, start your free trial, and experience the platform. I strongly encourage you to try it out. There's no commitment from your side. You can just try out the Trader workstation. Um, Next, I'm just going to show you how to log in. So when you want to log in, you would basically get a login window, which will ask for your username and password. So you enter your username and password, and once you've logged into the Trader workstation, you would log in and you'd see this kind of a screen. Now we have two layouts of the Trader workstation, which are basically the main layouts. One is called the classic TWS, and the other is called Mosaic. What you see on your screen currently is Mosaic. This is basically a tiled-like interface where you can see your watch list, you can see live news running, you can see the charts on one side, and you can even place and monitor your orders. The other layout is the classic TWS, and this is what it looks like. Basically, you've got rows with all the symbols that you want, and you can add in more symbols. For example, if I want to add in a symbol let's say that I don't have DPZ, which is Domino's Pizza, I just click stock and it gets added in over here. In case you don't know the symbol, you can just type in the full name. For example, if I don't know the symbol for interactive brokers, I type in the full name and it's going to give me interactive brokers, the stock listed, for example, here on NASDAQ. And then I double click it and I click on Stock Smart. I already had it added in over here, so it's just directed me onto that. So next, I'm going to show you, let's say, for example, if I want to place an order, uh, for example, on this stock, I can just click on the ask and it's going to create a new ticket, which is an order ticket. Now this happens because I do not have live market data. What I have is 15-minute delayed data. By default, you would get 15-minute delayed data for free. If you wish to subscribe to live data, you could do that at a cost. So let's say, for example, if I want to place an order at 192 for 100 shares. So I'm going to accept this. And I'm also going to show you that you can actually change. This is what the order line looks like if you have live market data. You can switch from a buy to a sell over here. You can change the number of shares that you want to trade. You can change the order type. So we support, as I said, over 60 different order types. These are some of the order types that are available. You can change it from a date to good till cancel, at opening, immediate or cancel, and more. You can also modify a price from here. And then you can also choose to smart route it or direct route it onto a specific exchange. So if I hit transmit, it's going to give me a pop-up which tells me what's the approximate margins required and what would be the impact on the account when I do this trade. Please remember that all Indian residents accounts are cash accounts, which means that you cannot do any margin trading. So if I hit override and transmit over here, the order goes to the exchange. So I did not allow my order to fill outside of regular trading hours. If I tick box over here and I click update, now my order is live on the exchange because currently the stock is not trading at regular trading hours. So if I double click on any stock, I can see the regular trading session. I can also see the total available hours. So let me just try to change the price over here so I can show you an execution. Okay, so here you can see I have bought 100 shares at 193. Well, 192.44 is my average price. So if I go to my trade log, which is blinking over here when the trade occurred, it's going to show me all the trades I've done for the past 7 days. So let's just see what I did for today. As you can see, I bought 100 shares of Apple at 192.43. I paid a commission of $1, and I can also go to summary, and this will even show me the order value. It also shows me the daily P&L and unrealized P&L. If I want to go in and sell off that holding that I have, so here I can put the sell order, and when I accept it, again I allow it to fill outside of regular trading hours. Okay, so you see I've sold off those 100 shares. So again, if I go back to my trade log, it's going to show me my buy and my sell, and it's even going to show me the summary of the total buy value, total sell value, the net total and the commissions, and the net including the commissions. So basically that comes to your realized P&L. And the next thing I'm going to show you is the account button over here. So the account button basically tells you about your account's net liquidation value, the cash available, initial maintenance margin, and the available funds and excess liquidity. So the net liquidation value is basically the value of your account. The cash is the amount of money that is still lying in your account. Initial margin is the margin required to take the position, and maintenance margin is the margin required to basically maintain that position. The current available funds are the amount of funds available to create any fresh positions, and the current excess liquidity is an important number, and you should be monitoring this because at any given point of time, if the excess liquidity falls below 5% of your net liquidation value, then you could be subject to liquidation. In addition to that, you can see our real FX balance over here. So if you have other currency exposures, it would appear over here. You'd also be able to see all your positions in real time at the bottom of this page. The last thing that I'm going to show you on the Trader Workstation is how to add new watch lists. So if I click on the plus button over here, I can give this a name. Let's call this webinar. And I click OK. So it creates a new watch list. So I can add in multiple tickers over here. And by the way, we also have a layout library. So if you click on the plus sign at the bottom of your Trader Workstation and you click on Open the Layout Library, this shows you all the layouts that are kind of predefined by us for different tools that you use. Most of these layouts are on Mosaic. So depending on what kind of trading strategy or style that you follow, you could scan through all the layouts that we have, and it will just load it up for you automatically when you click on Add Layout. All right, so this brings me to an end for today's webinar. I'm going to just leave out my contact information over here. It's a pretty short webinar, but I'd like to go through any questions that anybody has. So if you have questions, please put them on the chat panel. I'm also just going to put a quick comment over here on the chat panel so everyone can see it.
On Kit, there are several questions in the questions panel. You might want to open that up to see any of your questions.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Cynthia. All right, so the first question is, what is the minimum fund that needs to be kept in the account? So we actually we no longer have a minimum initial funding requirement. So you can fund your account with whatever amount of money you'd like to. Although if you'd like to get access to market data, then you need to fund your account with a minimum of 500 US dollars. Okay, so the next question is, what is the taxation policy when investing abroad, by Mr. Sohail Shah. So, Sohail, unfortunately, Interactive Brokers does not provide any sort of tax advice, so I cannot really comment on this, nor am I a tax expert. You would need to check with your chartered accountant or a tax expert on the taxation policy when you invest abroad. There's a question by Mr. Manish Kapoor that says that I'm not able to open an international demat account. Mr. Manish, I'm not sure. Could you elaborate on that? Basically, are you asking whether you can open a trading account with us and hold the shares with Interactive Brokers? The answer is yes. Um, okay, so yes, you can open an account with Interactive Brokers as an Indian resident, and you would be able to purchase and hold shares with us. Okay, so there's a question that says, can we trade options in the United States from India, by Mr. Ram Singh? Mr. Ram, per our understanding, trading on margins and margin products is not permitted. But as we had mentioned during the webinar as well, please consult a local consultant or an expert in this matter. That would be the best solution for you. Okay, there's another question related to taxation. Again, I cannot really comment on anything to do with taxation. Okay, there's a question coming in from Mr. Venkat that says that supposing I have the funds in US dollars and I want to trade in in a stock listed in another market, for example, in Europe or Singapore, do I need to first convert the currency from US dollars to the other currency before I trade Singapore stocks? The answer is because your account is a cash account for all Indian residents, which means it's not a margin account. Yes, you would need to convert your currency and do the trade. Both could be done simultaneously. Okay, there's a question. Can we purchase US mutual funds as SIPs? You can purchase offshore funds. So I'll just show this to you on our website. So if you go to products on our website and you go to product listings, you can see all the products that Interactive Brokers offers. And over here, we've got funds. So there are two funds that are there, those available for US residents and those available for non-US residents. And these are the funds that are available for non-US residents as of right now. Okay. So there's a question that says, I'm an Indian investor today. Tomorrow, if I become a non-resident Indian, will my account along with the banking details also change? So if you are shifting your residency, then you need to update your account accordingly. And if you are changing your bank, you should also update your account accordingly. Mr. Manish, regarding your query about applying for an account, just get in touch with me. I'm going to show you my coordinates one more time um, on the page. Please either send me an email or give me a call or send me an email with your coordinates and I'll give you a call and help you through the process. Okay, so there's a question, can we invest in ETFs or is it considered as a mutual funds? Well, ETFs are, Mr. Aniket, ETFs are basically traded like stocks. You can invest in ETFs. There's no problem with that. So the question is, can these listed mutual funds be purchased as SIPs? You could set up to place an order on that particular fund every on the frequency that you choose. So it's possible to do that. If there are any other questions, please feel free to put them in. Okay, so there's a question that can you clarify the difference between an ETF and a mutual fund? Uh, Basically, an ETF is a fund that is listed on an exchange. A mutual fund is not necessarily listed on an exchange, and an ETF usually would have lower costs compared to a mutual fund. What I would suggest you to do is again drop me an email, and I'm going to send you a detailed explanation on the difference between ETFs and mutual funds. Okay. If there are any more questions, I'm going to wait for another couple of seconds. Okay, great. I think that I don't see any more questions coming in. Please, if there's anything that I've left unanswered, do drop me an email and I will definitely uh, get back to you. You will be getting a copy of this presentation along with a recording link as well, so you can watch it again in the future if you wish to. Okay, Cynthia, is there anything else that I need to do, or are we good to go?
I
Okay.
think that's it, Ankit. Thank you very much for today's presentation. And a reminder, as Ankit mentioned, we will be sending out a direct link to today's recording as well as to the same webinar notes that Ankit has used. So be on the lookout. Watch your inbox later on today for that follow-up message to today's webinar. Thank you all for attending. And Ankit, I'll pass this back over to you so you can wrap up and exit today's session. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. Again, thank you everyone. My contact details are on your screen at the moment. Please let me know if you have any questions, and hope to hear from you all soon. Thank you.